So follow me on this. I'll be very fast so I can cover everything. When was Israel founded? 1948. That's 76 years ago. How come? I thought it's 2,000 years old or 3,000 years old. How come it's just 76 years ago? What of the Israel in the Bible? So let's check the Bible. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 3, verse 9. Okay, it says, So the king of Israel, 1, set out with the king of Judah, 2, and the king of Edom, 3, after a roundabout march of 7 days, and we just read more. So within this place we call Israel now, it mentioned at least 3 kingdoms. So who are these Judah people? In the Bible, it says that the Israelites people are the descendants of Jacob, right? What of Judah? Judah are people from the tribe of Judah, right? Where Jesus supposedly came from. But these are the people called Jews. Judah, Jews. The Jew comes from the Hebrew word Yahudi or Yehudi, which is related to the ancient Israelite kingdom of Judah. Wait, they said Hebrew word. So where did this language come from? Okay, hold on, just watch. Hebrew language originated from the Canaanite language group and has been in use since at least 10th century BC. Okay, this is 1,000 years before Christ. Okay, 10th century. This is 12,000 years before Christ to 200 years before Christ. This is 600 years before Christ, 500. But here's the thing. I don't know if you can see this. 1948, Israel became a state and Hebrew became more widespread. But look at 1922, the first modern Hebrew dictionary. But here is the key point. 19th century, less than 200 years ago, modern Hebrew was developed. They developed the language. So the language they speak now was developed. It is not the same with the ones that we saw here. Let me show you. A normal language like English language has 1 million words, okay? Yoruba language has about 450,000 words. So how many words do you think the Hebrew language has? 75 to 85,000. You see? Now, but then the classical Hebrew, the ones, the ancient Hebrew has 420,000 words. So it's looking like a normal language, but this one is looking like a manufactured language, okay? Compared to languages like English, French, Hebrew has relatively fewer words. Just 85,000. Something seems off. Are you sure it's the same language with the ancient Hebrew? This modern Hebrew, right? The Hebrew they now speak in Israel. They said about 60% of everyday Hebrew words are related to Arabic. 60%. Why Arabic? Which is similar to the relationship between English and German. Some estimates of the number of words in modern Hebrew that are of Arabic origin include 600 words, 10% of the slangs. Okay, early Jewish migrants and their later immigrants and the Arab lands, from the Arab lands introduced many Arabic loanwords. Okay, looks normal until you see. Modern Hebrew was created through the efforts of several people, and including Eliezer ben Yehuda, Mendel, Mokia, whatever, and others. Now let's look at this Eliezer ben Yehuda guy. Eliezer ben Yehuda, a Lithuanian Jewish man who is known as the father of modern Hebrew. Ben Yehuda believed that Hebrew should be used for more than just rituals and prayers, and that Judah people, not Israelites, remember, needed a language and a country to thrive. He and his wife only spoke Hebrew. So these are the first two people to speak Hebrew in the past 2,000 years. And this was about 150 years ago. Only he and his wife, which means they, remember, developed it. Okay? Even when there were no words for modern concepts, Ben Yehuda created 4,000 new words from biblical Hebrew roots. So after reading the Bible, in that ancient language they called Hebrew, he created 4,000 new words and called his own to form a new language, and he now called it Hebrew. So we now have two Hebrews. New words from biblical Hebrew and also borrowed words from Arabic. Are you seeing where that 10% slang and 60% is coming from Arabic? He spread these words through newsletters and established the new the Hebrew Language Council. Okay, look at this one. A Russian Jewish author who adapted Hebrew for modern written use. Okay, others, language was also influenced. So this man, if you read further, you see that after he and his wife came up with the language, they taught it to their son. Their son was now the one that went ahead to start developing more, do the most work in it. Okay, modern Hebrew is written from right to left. Does it sound familiar with Arabic? Okay, using an alphabet of 22 characters and so on. Just go and read. So who is Eliezer ben Yehuda? You can read about him. He was born in 1858 and then he died in 1922. Okay, Eliezer ben Yehuda. Remember that this is the year that the first Hebrew language dictionary was published. Ben Yehuda, it was a Russian Jewish linguist. Okay, so if you are the one that created Hebrew language, how come your name is of Hebrew language? Your name is supposed to be of something else, right? Or some other language, since you created this new language. Eliezer ben Yehuda's original name was Eliezer Yitzhak Pelman. He was born in Lusky, Lithuania. Go and read more. So now let's talk about the Bible language. Sometimes when pastors are preaching, they will say, let's go to the original Hebrew or the original Greek. One thing is that all of New Testament was written in Greek. The first language they used to pen down the life of Jesus was in Greek, not in Hebrew, not in Aramaic. Greek is a European language, so there's nothing like original Hebrew scriptures. Now look at that Greek. That Greek that they used to write it is not the same with the one we're speaking, the one they're speaking now in Greece. It's not the same. That one they used to write it is extinct. Nobody speaks it again. And the oldest New Testament complete Bible, not just the oldest complete Bible, is called Codex Sinaiticus, a manuscript of Christian Bible written in the middle 4th century, 400 years after Jesus died. 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, 400 years. That's when the first Bible appeared. Okay. What of all the Bibles before then? Are you telling me there was no Bible in the first 400 years after Jesus died? Here's a manuscript in Koine Greek, which is the Greek they used to write the New Testament. Okay, as you can see, it has no paragraphs and it has no spaces. The way we write words now, one, two, space, it has no spaces, so everything is mungled up. So any pastor telling you that they are going to read the original Greek, what they are reading is modern Greek, which is another language compared to Koine Greek. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. When they say I speak Greek, no, you don't. This is not the same language. You're speaking Greek to yourself. The language that the Bible was written in is different. Look at it here. You can't read it. You have to be a scholar to be able to read this. Now here's the evidence of what I said about his son. Okay, modern Hebrew was developed in the 19th century. Eliezer ben Yehuda, okay, a Russian Jewish linguist, is considered the father of modern Hebrew. He led the movement to revive Hebrew as a living language, and his son Itamar Ben Avi was the first native Hebrew speaker in almost 2,000 years. Now, if there's a Hebrew language and you developed another one, why? Okay. Now, what you notice is that the speakers of the ancient Hebrew are all dead and gone. So nobody knows how the words sounded. In fact, there were no translations for them. All right. Bible was based off of Greek and Latin. Until somebody figured out that, oh, I can actually make a language from these writings based off of Arabic. Are you getting the point? And then they manufactured the new language and named it the same thing as the old one. This is the evidence. Okay, you can go and read more. Ben Yehuda codified and planned modern Hebrew using 8,000 words from the Bible. So he read the Bible, 8,000 strange words. He used it to form the basics of his new language. And then 20,000 words for rabbinical commentaries. Many new words were borrowed from, remember that it has 80,000 words. So 8,000 plus 20,000 is 28,000. So the rest of the 80,000 was from what? Many new words were borrowed from Arabic due to the language's common Semitic roots. So this language was based off of Arabic. So the New Testament, the Hebrew Bible pastors normally quote, was written in 1977. Okay, the first Hebrew Bible, 1977.